that part because I listen to a lot of Bethelites and how their schedule was. They were so busy they didn't even have time to think. The organization wants you to be so overly consumed with serving them. The organization wants you to be so busy with field service, studying, going to the meeting, studying. You gotta study for everything, that you don't have time. You barely have time to do anything fun. And by the time you do have the time to do anything fun, you're tired, you're exhausted, and you're ready to just go to sleep because you don't get much sleep. As a Jehovah's Witness, you don't get much sleep. I was a tired kid growing up because I would have to do homework, then go to the meeting, not only do homework, study for Bible study, for whatever book we were studying at the time, back when we had books studied. And on top of that, I had to do homework. Sometimes I wouldn't even finish my homework. It was more important to finish studying for the lesson, for the book study, than it was to study for my damn lesson for class for school the next morning. Then you go to the meeting and have to stay up for what, an hour and a half after you done stayed up all day at school. Then you gotta go home and finish your homework, and then you could hopefully get a couple of hours of sleep. Yeah, so I totally understand. I totally understand where you're coming from. Jehovah's Witnesses have no time for themselves. And that's by design. Watchtower did that on purpose so that you don't have time to just sit and think about your life. you know? So I don't want to say cut the JW some slack, but it's just like they feel like they have to do that. Otherwise, Jehovah is going to unalive them during the Great Tribulation, or when whatever they say now. I'm so far removed from the organization, I don't even know what's going on. But during Armageddon, they don't want to be destroyed, so they feel like they have to do this tirelessly, constantly. They call it quote unquote fighting the fine fight. Ain't no fight fine. Ain't nobody looking fine when they fight, and they look tired, they look disheveled, they look scratched up, beat up, bruised up. You know, it's sad. It's sad. And I really do genuinely feel sorry for them because they're afraid for their life. You shouldn't have to be afraid for your life. You shouldn't have to be afraid of the God that you're serving. Like, who does that? I understand when people say, "Oh, I'm a God-fearing person," but Jehovah's Witnesses take it to a astronomical level. Astronomical. You know what I mean? So I completely agree with you, and thank you for your comment.